It's early days. We're all still learning, especially me.
Well, howdy y'all, and welcome back to Shrimp Ghost Builds. In today's video, I will be showing you how to build the interior portion of Beecher's Hope from Red Dead Redemption 2 in Minecraft. Make sure you get your friend to do this build for you if you can't work because you have lumbago, and if you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. And without further ado, let's get right in the building. To start off the tutorial, make sure you just move over this little chimney on the shed. It should just be moved over by one block and replace the wall and trapdoor with a fence of nether brick and a blackstone button. You can see I'm just breaking the roof. This is simply to just make it a little easier for you to see inside, but you don't have to do this on your own build. Now just make sure that you destroy the coarse dirt or regular dirt that is in the floor on the shed, and just replace it with oak planks. After you get done with this, just head over to the 3 windows. I know I don't show the last one, but just do this simple little editing with a half slab and 2 more trapdoors. Now you can begin to make the stove by placing down a blackstone half slab, then a blast furnace, and finally a piece of scaffolding with a flower pot on top. Now just place an upside down blackstone stair on top of that, and 2 more blackstone walls just on top of that stair. And also just put an item frame with a beehive block. You'll notice that I did use an invisible item frame texture pack, but it is not required for this build. Now just put a barrel in the other corner, and now just build a simple little table using your upside down spruce wood stairs. On top of that table, make sure you put a bowl and an item frame. Now, just fill in the roof just like you see me do in the video. Make sure you use your oak slabs and blocks accordingly. Now, to just build the lighting, just go right in the center of the room, look straight up, and place a chain with a lantern on the end. Now just build the general layout of the floor for the main house. You can see that I've used colored blocks to just count it out for you to make it a little easier for you to see. And the rugs are made with red glazed terracotta, and the kitchen floor I will get to in a second. Now make sure you just raise that up by 3 more blocks, so it equals 4 in total height. And there should be a roof above this, but it should not connect as of now. For the kitchen floor, I used quartz and coal blocks, and I sprinkled in some black and white concrete powder. And to make the countertops, just use your looms. Make sure that the front is facing towards the wall, and then just put some jungle trapdoors right over those, and then just make a simple little table with upside down spruce stairs and a spruce slab in the middle. Now you can just make a stove using your blast furnaces right next to the countertop, just like you see here. And then next to that, in the other corner, make sure you put 3 dark oak blocks, just like so. And then put a cauldron next to the wall on the other side, and then a dark oak block right next to that. Now just make sure you do that recessed area just like you see here, and then use 2 warped planks to just put right there to make a bottom of the countertop. Now you can just place a flower pot right there, and we can move on to making the shelves. The shelves are just made with beehive blocks. And then just make sure you add a little chimney over the stove, and this little pot that I made using a blackstone slab and dark oak signs surrounding it. Also, be sure to put this rabbit's foot in an item frame just right on that table. And now you can just move on to making the sides here using upside down dark oak and a slab. make sure you just put a small layer of carpet on top of that, and then build this little cabinet with the warped block, fill that cauldron with some water, and then surround the whole thing with dark oak trapdoors. Make sure you put a pressure plate on the other countertop as well, and fill in the recessed area just like you see me do here. Now you can build the second shelf on the warped counter, just like you see me do here. Make sure that on top of that, you just put some turtle eggs, which you'll see me do in a second. Now just put a painting just right there. Make sure you use the blocks so that you can get the desired size. Now you can move on to Abigail and John's bedroom, which is right across from the kitchen, and you can just use your beehive blocks with birch pressure plates on top of that to just get that little chest design, and then just put a painting right on top of that, just like so. Now you can move on to the side and make this little shelf just using your dark oak blocks. And on top of that, just put a spruce slab surrounded by 2 spruce signs. Ignore the one at the front, you change it later. Now you can move on to making a simple little fireplace using your dark oak blocks piled up by 2 with a stair right in the middle of that, and just use sandstone walls right on top of that. Make sure you get this nice little painting right in the center of it. Now on top of all those sandstone blocks, just put a row of dark oak slabs. Now you can just begin to build a simple little vanity, which is using an upside down dark oak stair with a slab and then a chair right in front of that. And just make sure you put a painting right there, just like so. And then you can just plop down a tripwire hook. I know I put a stick, but you will see me change it in just a second. Now just throw down an armor stand right there. Make sure you dye a chest plate and pants white. And then just put that on there, and then use a piston to push it up against the wall. Now you can just use the simple banner design, which I will link in the description, and you can start making the bed. Make sure you use snow for the pillows and 1 row of red carpet. Now just make these post designs using the trap doors. The back one should only have 1 just on top of the vanity, as you saw right there, and then just surround the whole rest of the bed with spruce signs. Now you can just build these 2 little tables right there, and then put a painting right on top of that. Now you can begin working on Jack's bedroom. Just make this rug using the glazed blocks you see me use there. And then make this small little dresser using a spruce block, and then put a scaffolding right there, and then cyan wool and a white wool, and then make a table just like you see me do there. Make sure you use a upside down stair, a slab, and then an upside down stair again, and then a stair just to make that little chair right there. Now make sure you place down another brick fence, and 2 beehives, a red wool, and then another dark oak fence. Now just build up the light using a dark oak fence, and then just put a bone block right on top of that. Also, make sure you add a painting right there, and then place an item frame with a crossbow right next to that. Make a small globe using terracotta you use there, and then just surround that wool just like you see right there. Now, just make sure you add a painting right above the bed. Now you can just put 2 paintings in item frames right underneath that, a lantern on the table, and then just make the bed as you see me do here. Now to make the desk, just make sure you put signs around the spruce stair. These are spruce signs, by the way. Make sure you just place that in an item frame right on the right hand side, and then put a paper inside of that, and then a lantern on the other side. Now break those 2 blocks right there. You will put bookshelves there in a second. Just make sure you place those bookshelves in there just like you see me do here. Then on top of that, just add a row of trapdoors with another trapdoor slightly below that with a shelf on top. And then just put a cod right above that little raised area of the bed, a salmon in the one right there, and then right on top of that, just put a clock, put a stick in an item frame right there, or a tripwire hook, and then a painting right above that stick. Now you can begin working on the bathroom. Just make this small little screen that would just be used to change behind, just using your birch trapdoors. Just make sure you place them in the correct orientation or else it will look a bit off. Now you can just use your dark oak blocks and a fence to just make that, put a flower pot right there, and then just use 1 andesite stair and 2 andesite slabs and just surround that by iron trapdoors, which you all flip up with levers underneath. Make sure you put an armor stand right where you see me doing in the video, and then just put a painting on that little spot, and then the one right next to there. Begin to build up the armoire by using trapdoors and then 2 more blocks on top of that, and then just use some stone buttons to make little handles. Just build 2 paintings just where you see me do it in the video. And then make sure you push that armor stand in, and then dye a chest plate green, and just do just like so. Now, just fill the bathtub up with water, and you are done. To make the living area, just make sure you first start off by just putting doors on every single one of the rooms, except for the kitchen. Instead, the kitchen will just have this design, just without a door. Now you can move on and just start building up the walls, just like you see me do here in the video. Be sure to also leave a little space where you see that recessed area in the kitchen. Now use your oak blocks, stairs, and slabs to just make this simple little design going all over the top of the roof. You'll see me finish it off in a little bit. This just makes the build look a little cleaner and it adds a bit more realism. To make the little entryway, use this mannequin right here and just put some pieces of armor on it and then push that into the wall. Make sure that you just put a granite stair right there and then put a lantern on that half slab. Now just go on the other side of that and just place a little painting right there. And now just use spruce signs to surround the top of this section. Keep bringing them along the walls, but make sure you leave the spaces for the granite and diorite heads. Now begin work on the fireplace. Make sure you use a composter and a jungle slab on that side right there, and then just raise all that up by 1. Make sure you place that spruce block right there, put a trapdoor on the side of that, and just go to the other side of the room and just use some spruce stairs to just make the simple little table. Now just place down 2 looms to act as a piano, and just place 2 more spruce blocks with trapdoors in the front of those, with an upside down dark oak stair with a dark oak trapdoor on the side of that. Now just build up the seating area with a birch slab, 2 birch stairs right there, 2 upside down spruce stairs, and then another birch slab just right there. Now you can begin by just placing a flower pot and a skull on that table right there, 2 upside down spruce stairs just like so, with trapdoors on the side of that piano, and then just build up that shelf by 2 more blocks. Make sure you put a record in that item frame, and then just place a flower pot and a book on the piano. Now just bring that small line of spruce slabs across the top of the windows. Now just make sure that you leave 1 block of space between that shelf and the half slab, just so that you can place an item frame with a bucket inside it. Just make sure you cover the side with your trapdoors, and just go right there and just place that bucket just like so. Now you can begin building your fireplace by using your stone brick blocks, stairs, slabs, and walls. Just follow the same template you see me do here. It's pretty simple, but it looks great. Now make sure you fill in the back 4 blocks with spruce trapdoors. Make sure you put your flower pots with 2 skulls facing the wall, and then 2 granite stairs to act as a deer head. Also add a painting on the wall right there, and right underneath that, make sure you just add a tripwire hook. Now you can move on to the other side and just place 2 item frames. You can either put netherite blocks in it if you're on creative, or a coal block if you're in survival. And make sure you just put a jungle sign on the side of that slab, and then just fill up the composter. Now you can continue that row of signs all around the room. Just make sure you leave room for a head to the right of the window. Also be sure to add one right there. And once you get past that, just add 3 gates that you will just open to make some little hangers on the wall, and then just add 1 more sign after that. Now you can begin making your simple little chair designs using your jungle doors and jungle signs. And then on the side of that couch, also just put 2 jungle signs. On that table, make sure you just put a book in an item frame and a flower pot with a flower inside of it, and then just repeat that chair design once again. Now, just fill in the roof just like you see me do here. The basic pattern is just half slab, stair, half slab, stair. Just make sure you keep that going until you get to the other side of the wall, where right on top of that fireplace, just put 2 stone brick blocks. Now to make the light, just make sure you line yourself up just like you see me do here, then go straight up, place 2 chains. Now just place a spruce fence right under that, a lantern, and then just surround that lantern with some spruce signs. To make the dining room light, just get right in the middle of that rug and just use the light design you see here. It's pretty much the same as the one in the last room, just without the chains. Now begin building the table by using your spruce stairs. And just use some upside down birch stairs with a slab in the middle of it, just to make that little table. Now just make sure you add any decorations to the top of the table, it doesn't really matter. Now begin building this small armoire on the side using your spruce stairs and blocks with your slabs just on top. Now just go onto the other side and start building this little table using your spruce stairs. And then just put some items in item frames just like so. And then 2 tripwire hooks with a painting right next to that, just on top. Now just place down some ladders in the kitchen and you can begin working on Uncle's lumbago shack. Just make sure that you just add walls all along the side just like you see here, and just use the same roof design you used on the living room downstairs, except where there's that little window, make sure you accommodate for it as you can see me do here. Now to build a light for this room, just get right in the middle, just like you see me do here, and just place a lantern on the roof. Now you can begin building Uncle's bed, which is just made with some white wool, surrounded by signs again, with some spruce trapdoors on the back. Just build the pillow and bed sheets with a piece of snow and a carpet at the end of the bed. Now just add some simple storage devices using beehive blocks, a cauldron, some barrels, and a few chests here and there. Now to move on to this side, just place a granite stair just right there, and 2 pelts in item frames just to the left of the granite stair. Make sure you just add some more storage on the other side, and make sure this time you use a brown wool block with a dark oak trapdoor in front of it right there. Also, as a final detail up here, make sure you just add a simple rug using your red carpet. Now just make sure you add some lighting on the back of the build right there, and then just make a small little table with some chairs around it, just like you see me do here with a painting on top of that. Now make sure you just go to the center of the kitchen and just build a simple light, just like you saw me do in the dining room. Also, make sure you destroy the exposed brick above the stove and move on to Abigail and John's bedroom. Just fill in that wall just like you see me do here. Also, make sure that you replace that brick with wood as well, and just fix up the roof just like I did in the living room or in Uncle's attic. Also, make sure to just add a row of signs all around the room. These are spruce signs, just like you saw me do in the living areas. And now just go on to Jack's bedroom and do the same as you did in Abigail and John's bedroom. Now just go into the bathroom and just go on the corners of the main rug under the bathtub. Just place some iron bars just like you see here, and then just make sure you bring those down by one more and just connect them. And then right on the corner where you see me go right now, you can see I just placed a small lantern on a chain. And this is how you make the curtains, which you all see me just do right now. Just use the simple loom design. And make sure to just make 12 without the red color and then 6 with the red. Now just begin placing them all around the build. And with that, the build is complete. Let me know what you think. I personally had a super fun time making this, and I know it took quite a while, in like 20 days, but we're not going to talk about that. But if you enjoyed it, just let me know what was your favorite part or what you think I could even make better, because there's definitely some room for improvement. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And anyways, with that, I will see you later.
Let me have a rule and a saw and a board and I'll cut it. Climb up a ladder with a hammer and a nail and I'll nail it. Well, we worked so hard to build a little house together.